And I just woke up. And when I woke up, I was like, you know what? I feel it. I feel it in the air. I know what today is. I know what time it is. It's Thursday, yes. But when Thursday hits and when Tuesday hits, you know what it is. It's Pigskin Frenzy time. And it is time for some college football action. And guys, what reminded me of it's, time for Pigskin Frenzy is this new hat that I got and I've just been wearing. If you're watching on YouTube and watching on video, you already know what I'm talking about. But if you're listening to me on audio platforms, Spotify, Podbean, Apple, Amazon, you name it, if you're listening to me on there, just picture a hat, black hat that says Pigskin Frenzy on it with the football on it. Been wearing this a lot. Prototype hat. It's an awesome hat. I love it. It's a gift from my friend Ishmael. Shout out to him, and also shout out to our new friend that also made it, Jimmy. So shout out to him as well for that hat. It got me pumped up and ready to go for today's Pigskin Frenzy. Guys, welcome to Pigskin Frenzy on this beautiful Thursday afternoon. Thank you for joining us. I am Joel Norris, and whether you're watching on YouTube, listening on Spotify, Podbean, or an Apple, a big thank you for taking some time out of this beautiful Thursday to just sit back, watch, and listen to some college football coverage presented by me. Now, if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, like each episode, leave comments down below. Spotify, Podbean, and Apple, all you got to do is just share around with others and follow on there as well. X on Instagram at pigskin_frenzy. Follow out the pages there. You're going to get episode updates, news and highlights from across college football. You're going to get trivia questions on Instagram stories. Go and answer today's college football question as well as all things up to date for Pigskin Frenzy. And exclusive content for Pigskin Frenzy. We also have the website www.pigskinfrenzy.weebly.com. Home with About Me page. Learn more about me as your podcast host. There's contact info down below. Name, email, and question. I'll answer it on air or off air if need be. There's also platforms, affiliations, store pages, more on everything coming soon with the website as we continue to regularly update the website. It's www.pigskinfrenzy.weebly.com. Guys, in the words of Bob the Tomato from VeggieTales, have we got a show for you? And we do have a show for you because a lot of people have been making their own list and their own topics about, who are the top 10 best quarterbacks entering the 2025 college football season. Well, I made my own list, and that is what we're going to discuss. Frenzy's top 10 quarterbacks entering the 2025 college football season. Entering. And I want you guys to hear me when I say that. Entering. That's the huge word in all of this. It's entering because it's subject to change. I could put, Lenora Sellers, as the best quarterback entering the season. But guess what? During the season, that may be a whole different topic. We may be talking about Kevin Jennings. We may be talking about Taylon Green, from Arkansas. That's all going to be different, right? It's all going to be different. You don't know. It's subject to change. Apologize for my voice. My voice, getting over a cold from when I was gone. But I'm gonna just keep on trying. You keep on, trucking along with my voice. But look, it can change. It's subject to change. So entering the season, here are my 10 best quarterbacks entering the year. Now, during the season, don't be surprised if I say, about a player when we're talking about a game and going over a game that we covered here at Pigskin Frenzy. Don't be surprised when I say, look, this team right here, this guy right here is the best quarterback in the country. Do not be surprised when I say that. But entering the season, here's who I have, right? And that's what we're going to discuss. So before we get to the top 10 list, I got some honorable mentions drawn up. So let's discuss the honorable mentions, and then we will discuss the top 10 quarterbacks entering the 2025 season and wrap everything up for this episode. Going to be about the same time length as last week's episode. So let's get started and let's discuss it. Our honorable mentions. So honorable mentions for me. And by the way, this list will be posted tomorrow, which is Friday. Tomorrow on Friday on X and Instagram at Pigskin_Frenzy. Follow along. You're going to love the list. The honorable mentions are going to be a little bit short and sweet. I'm going to put my 2 main honorable mentions there, but I'll have more honorable mentions right now. But on this list, 10 quarterbacks on X and Instagram. I'll post it on the socials tomorrow at Pigskin_Frenzy on X and Instagram. Go and follow on both for all things Pigskin Frenzy in college football. So without any further ado, let's go over the list and the honorable mentions. The honorable mentions, you're going to be like, dude, this is interesting. First honorable mention, Arch Manning. You're going to think you do not have him in the top 10. Are you insane? And here's the only reason why I don't have him in the top 10. I know his last name. I know how good of a quarterback he will become and will be. I've already seen highlights of it and glimpses of him and how he carries himself as quarterback one during the spring. I've already seen all that. I saw how he played against Louisiana Monroe, how he played against Mississippi State. He did good. He made some good plays, but he has not played enough and started enough. Hadn't started the whole season enough to where I can rank him top 10 entering the season because you haven't seen enough out of him yet. You really haven't. Other guys on this list have played at least half a season or the last bit of a season where I can rank, okay, not a full season, but you can rank them, okay, you can rank them in this list because they played at least half the season and more than Arch Manning has. So it's hard to sit there and say that. So Arch Manning is my first honorable mention on this list. He will be probably a solid quarterback. I'm not saying that. I cannot wait to see what he does against Ohio State on August 30th, and I'm excited about that game. We're going to cover that game for Pigskin Frenzy, ladies and gentlemen, so I cannot wait to see that, but we're going to see what Arch Manning does, and he's an honorable mention for now. He's not done enough. He's made some good plays, but he hasn't started full enough games in a full season yet to judge, okay, this guy's on the list as top 10 entering the season. So Arch Manning's my honorable mention there. Arkansas quarterback Taylon Green. I just mentioned Taylon Green. I think Taylon Green is going to be very underlooked. I think last year he was breaking the mold, getting into that new system, coming from Boise State to coming to Arkansas, just getting into that momentum and just trying to figure out everything. I think he can have a breakout year, and he could be an underrated prospect and quarterback for this Arkansas Razorbacks team and in the SEC. I am a little bit higher on Taylon Green this go round, and I don't think he's right now in the conversation of top 10. It may be top 30 or 25, maybe, but I think he's an honorable mention on this list for sure. I think he has a shot at breaking out and surprising a lot of people entering the season. So honorable mention right there, Taylon Green from Arkansas. I think he did a lot of good things last year, but he's yet to show his true potential. But I think this year you're going to see a little bit of his true potential and what he can do. So Taylon Green from Arkansas is on my honorable mentions. North Carolina quarterback, transfer quarterback, Gio Lopez. I think this is a very underrated pickup. I said Tuesday when we were going over the transfer portal rankings and talking about the overall, results of the transfer portal and who was the dark horses of those rankings. I think North Carolina picked up a really good prospect with Gio Lopez. I think Gio Lopez has a shot to being a very underrated ACC quarterback in this season and doing wonders with Bill Belichick. I think he's got a shot to break out. Am I going to sit there and say he's a top 10 quarterback right away? No, but I think he's got a shot at proving a lot of people wrong and surprising a little bit and surprising some guys, right? I think another quarterback in the ACC along with him, as he's on my honorable mentions, you're going to sit there and say, are you serious? You didn't put him in there? I think Georgia Tech quarterback Haynes King is going to break out even more. He did really, really well last year and played really good. I think he's got a shot at breaking out even more this year. If I'm going to be real, I'm a Haynes King guy. So he's not on the top 10, but he's outside the top 10. Honorable mentions / right outside the top 10. I like Haynes King. I like what he does with the football. I like how he can run. He's got some speed to him. I think that he's going to be a good, solid player at the quarterback spot, especially for Georgia Tech and in the ACC this season. So Haynes King's on my honorable mentions as well. 2 more honorable mentions before we move on to the full list. You're going to think this is kind of interesting. UCLA quarterback Nico Amaliah-Ava. I think Nico Amaliah-Ava going from Tennessee to UCLA was an interesting decision for sure. Obviously, it was about NIL. Do not say otherwise that it's not. But I think that he's got a shot at breaking out and surprising at UCLA. Now, it's going to be hard because there's a little bit lesser talent, and I'm not going to sit there and say take anything away from the Bruins or Deshaun Foster or what they're doing up there in LA. I just think that it's going to be a little bit less than what Nico had at Tennessee. And I think Nico is going to have some moments where he breaks out and shows some plays, but I don't put him in the top 10 as of now just yet. But I think he has a shot at breaking out and doing in some games and doing some things this season for the Bruins. So Nico Amaliah-Ava is an honorable mention, for me at least. Now, another one, last but not least, and you're going to say, This is surprising that he's not even in the top 10. He's right outside the top 10 along with Haynes King. I think Kevin Jennings from SMU is in my honorable mentions as well. Right outside the top 10, not fully in there yet, but right outside. I think that Kevin Jennings has a shot to do more. And he led this team to the ACC championship, and they lost. They were the ACC champion runner-ups, went to the first round of the playoffs, didn't do so hot in the playoff game against Penn State, but showed some flashes of, okay, this guy can lead this team back to the ACC championship, lead this team back to the playoff. He's got some high-quality performances in him, and he can break out at quarterback for this team. So, and in the quarterback spot in the ACC. So, Kevin Jennings for me is an honorable mention. I would like to see what he does there. These are guys that this is a quarterback that can really move well on the feet. I think he's got to make better decisions, but I think he can do that. He's had a whole offseason to work on that, but I think he's good on the feet, good with his arm, and he's highly athletic. So Kevin Jennings is an honorable mention for me from SMU. Those are the honorable mentions. We'll have 2 honorable mentions on the list tomorrow when we post it on X and Instagram at Pigskin_Frenzy. Keep plugging in to the podcast, keep plugging into the socials, and keep plugging in to all things Pigskin Frenzy. Let's go over our list. The top 10 quarterbacks entering the 2025 college season. Keyword is entering, because it's subject to change during the season. So number 10, and he surprised me a lot, especially during the LSU game and the Texas Bowl, that's Baylor quarterback Sawyer Robertson. I think he did well last year, and he was highly, highly overlooked, if that makes sense, in the Big 12. He did some good things, and I think entering this year, he's on tap to do some good things. Let's go over his 2024 stats. He had 3,071 yards, 28 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, QBR of 82.9, which is 7th in college football overall. Sawyer Robertson had some great games, had some good moments. He won some games for the Baylor Bears, and they did really, really well. He's a junior out of Lubbock, Texas. He's got a shot at breaking out and doing some things this year that I think could put them in Big 12 title contention. If he plays the way he played late last season, I think Baylor's going to have a shot at breaking out, and they have a shot at winning some more ball games because of his play. So I think number 10 on my list right now, because he's shown flashes of what he can do, and I think he can take his game even further. 28 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. That's not many turnovers, all right? And you're going to think, oh, it's the Big 12. That's still a competitive conference. Still a competitive conference, still a competitive schedule that he played, and he led them to win some games. So number 10 for me is Sawyer Robertson. I really like him. I'm high on him. He's number 10 on my list, and I'm curious to see what he does entering the 2025 season. They got Auburn week 1, so I'm curious to see how he plays against Auburn week 1. So that was number 10. Number 9 on my list, and you're going to think, really kind of lower, but number 9 on my list, South Carolina quarterback LaNorris Sellers. I think last year you would have thought, okay, this guy's not even in contention, but after the way he played, and especially in the second half of last year, man, LaNorris Sellers looks like a dark horse for the Heisman Trophy, and I think he is a dark horse for the Heisman Trophy. The way he played, I think he looked solid. The way he played against Clemson, and he just single-handedly won that game for South Carolina in Clemson Memorial Stadium in Death Valley. The way they played and the way he persevered against that Clemson defense was amazing. Watch the game, cover the game. It was awesome to see. LaNorris Sellers, overall, last year had 2,534 yards, 18 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 69.8 QBR. That was 40th in college football. You got to get that up a little bit. He had a lot of hot and cold moments, but I think this year he runs the ball like a deer. He can run the ball phenomenally. We are scared of how defenses, and at least if you're a defensive coordinator, and in that mind you're trying to prepare against LaNorris Sellers, you're scared how he runs the football. You're terrified of it. What he's got to work on is his arm and his accuracy with his arm. I think that he's got to work on that. If he works on that, everything's fine. I think he's even deadlier if he passes the ball a lot better. I think his passing is what he's got to work on. It's like a Jalen Hurts almost when he was at Alabama in 2017. He couldn't throw the ball really. He didn't throw the ball really well, and then he transferred to OU, and then Lincoln Riley coached him up, and he was a throwing machine, and he can launch a football now. So Lenore Sellers has just got to work on throwing the ball. He's 6'3", 242 pounds, big-time quarterback, big-built quarterback from Florence, South Carolina, freshman. Going to be he was redshirt freshman, sophomore now technically, but he will be a solid addition. This season, he's going to be a good quarterback again. I think if he works on his passing, and that's what I want to see, he's got a shot at being a dark horse for the Heisman Trophy and upsetting some teams and winning some games for this Gamecocks team like he did late last year. So, Lenore Sellers, number 9 on our list, entering the 2025 season for top 10 quarterbacks. And number 9, South Carolina quarterback, Lenore Sellers. Let's talk about number 8. Number 8 on our list, I think you're going to think it's kind of interesting. I think you're going to think I would have ranked him a little bit higher, but I like other quarterbacks higher than him right now. But I think he's got a shot at going back to where he was 2 years ago. That's Carson Beck, Miami quarterback Carson Beck, number 8 on Frenzy's top 10 quarterbacks entering the 2025 season. Okay, last season wasn't the best season for Carson Beck. I'm not going to sit there and dispute that. It wasn't. He was dealing with some injuries, dealing with some, turnovers, and mentally just, it didn't seem like he was there for Georgia. He didn't have the receivers either, but last season for Georgia, he still had 3,485 yards, 28 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 80.9 QBR. He was 8th in college football in quarterback rating. And QBR rating, 8th. In college football. So still, with all those turnovers that he did, he still put up statistically some good numbers. Now, I think last year and two years ago, you would think on the field, stat-wise, he put up better numbers last year besides the turnovers. But you would think on the field-wise, he looked a lot more confident in 2023 than he did last year. That's because he also had Brock Bowers and Ladd McConkey. Last year, he had Arian Smith, but at the same time, that's it. He didn't really, and Lawson Lucky and Oscar Dell, but that's really about it. Dylan Bell was good, but it's you need more than what you had. And Georgia dropped a lot of footballs last year, a lot. So it was kind of hard for him to sit and think, okay, all of it goes to him. A lot of the blame shouldn't go to him. It should go to the receiving core, and it should go for the offense itself. But also, there was a lot of turnovers where Carson Beck, it was his fault. So let's see if he can clean that up and go back to the Carson Beck that was how he was 2 years ago at Georgia. Can he be the quarterback that we saw 2 years ago at Miami? Because he's going to have to be in this Hurricane offense in 2025. He's going to have to be that game changer for this Miami offense in 2025. He's got to be that game changer. I said it on weeks back on the episode. Go back and listen to it. He's got to be that game changer for the spring results. He's got to be a game changer for this team. Getting over elbow surgery, getting back to being healthy. They got a huge game coming up on August 31st against Notre Dame on that Sunday night. It's going to be a huge contest on Labor Day weekend. You have to be that playmaker for this Hurricane offense. You got to be. Number 8 is Carson Beck on our list entering the 2025 season. Number 7 on our list, Mr. DJ Lagway from Florida. Florida quarterback DJ Lagway. This man is a assassin. He is going to be a solid quarterback this year. In the SEC, some have him as number 1 entering the SEC as quarterback-wise, and they have Garrett Nussmeier number 2. And they have Jalen Mater number 3. It's different. DJ Lagway, the way he plays is built different. He can run the ball, but he's more of a pocket passer. He can pass the ball really, really well. He's got the look. He's got the decision. He's carrying himself already like a veteran as a sophomore quarterback already, carrying himself like a veteran. He's doing really, really well during the offseason, and I cannot wait to see what he does in 2025. Last year, when he took over for Graham Mertz, because Graham Mertz got hurt and had a season-ending knee injury for Florida and college career knee-ending injury for Florida. He put up 1,915 yards, 12 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. His QBR rating was 57.9, which was 69th overall in college football. DJ Lagway made some good decisions. He made some inaccurate decisions. He made some poor missed throws. He's made some killer throws. I think he's going to be a lot better this year. I think a lot of people are overlooking DJ Lagway, which is not smart. I think the teams on Florida's schedule have to prepare accordingly for DJ Lagway and what he does, because he can move the ball on his feet, but also he's got some crisp pass-making ability. And when I mean that, he can throw the ball at all angles. I've seen him play. He's deadly, and I think he can be a dual threat at any moment, just like that. So, and he thinks on the fly really good as well. I think DJ Lagway is the truth. I think he's going to be a solid quarterback for Florida. I think Florida struck gold with DJ Lagway, and he's got a shot at being a highlight reel for Florida this season. So number 7, Florida quarterback DJ Lagway. He is number 7 on our list for top 10 quarterbacks entering the 2025 season. Number 6 on our list. Say hello to Luke Altmaier from Illinois. Illinois quarterback Luke Altmaier out of Starkville, Mississippi, junior quarterback, fixing to be a senior. Man, let me want to tell you something. The development of Luke Altmaier needs to be studied. And it really does. It needs to be studied because he was a backup at Ole Miss, transferred to Illinois, and started playing ball. He started balling out under Brett Bielema's offense, and he started balling out for this Illini team. I know how good Luke Altmaier is because I covered him when I was on Mississippi Public Broadcasting Radio statewide covering 8-man football, but he was an 11-man. I listened to them, and we covered in our radio station, and we in our show, Friday Night Under the Lights, covered them on high school football when he was at Starkville. When he was at Starkville High School, we covered him. And we knew how good Luke Altmaier could be. I even talked about how good Luke Altmaier was. I thought he was a solid quarterback. He almost brought his team to a state title. He looked sharp. He made crisp decision-making ability, and he did that last year, especially when they played South Carolina in the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl and won the whole thing. So, 10-win season. Luke Altmaier's got some. He's a smart quarterback. He can throw the ball well. He makes some good, timely throws and decision-making ability. He had 2,717 yards last year, 22 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. He only had 6 picks. 69.1 is the QBR rating for him. He was 45th in college football overall last year and in the Big Ten. He was one of the Big Ten's best. I think he's top 5, maybe even top 3 as Big Ten quarterback going into the 2025 season. I think he's top 3 of Big Ten quarterbacks entering the season. To me. I mean, he's good. Luke Altmaier's good, man. And I think a lot of people sleep on him because of the team he plays for. And it's like, okay, the 22 touchdowns, 6 picks, that's not eye-dropping numbers. Well, yeah, they have a team around him. He's got killer running backs around him. He's got good receivers. He's got a good defense as well. He's got a good O-line. I mean, they are a balanced attack on offense. But Luke Altmaier is still a legitimate threat at quarterback for defenses. I think he's going to be even better this year. I think he's going to show out and ball out for the Illini. I think this year he's going to have even a breakout year. And I would not be surprised. Would not be surprised if they try to make a run at a Big Ten title under him. Let's see what happens. I'm not going to say it's going to happen. Not going to say it, but we will see. I may be wrong, but they're in contention. When Luke Altmaier's at his best, they're in contention. Number 6, Luke Altmaier from Illinois. He is number 6 on Frenzy's top 10 quarterback list for Pigskin Frenzy here. So number 6 is Luke Altmaier. Number 5, John Mater from Oklahoma, transferred to Oklahoma. He was Washington State's quarterback last year with Ben Arbuckle, redshirt sophomore. Let me go on and tell you something about John Mater. This kid can play football. He is a solid quarterback, and under Ben Arbuckle, he is so comfortable. And now that they're both at OU, he's going to be even more comfortable in the SEC now. Last year, his QBR rating was 70.9, 34th overall in college football, which is still pretty good, 70.9, 3,139 yards, 29 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. I think his numbers are going to be going up, especially with the talent around him that Jim Nagy and Brent Venables are all building at OU, especially in the SEC. I think the SEC is going to want to pay attention to John Mater in Oklahoma. He's playing flashy. He knows how to create something out of nothing. He knows how to create something out of nothing. He knows how to think on the fly. He's got a cannon for an arm. He's got good decision-making abilities. I think he's a dark horse to be one of the best in this league. And I think that defenses and teams are going to have to pay attention to what they're going to cook up in these games. A lot of teams are sleeping on him, and a lot of spectators are sleeping on OU on what they could do this year. I think getting him changed the game for OU. I think Jim Nagy changed the game, but if you're talking about player-wise, getting John Mater changed the game for OU. They needed somebody that could throw the ball. They got it. I think he's going to be a solid quarterback. OU, to me, went from winning 7 games to 10 with John Mater there. You add 3 more games to that W column because now he's the quarterback for this team. I think he's going to be solid. I think he's going to be dangerous, and a lot of teams are going to want to pay attention in the SEC. So number 5 on our list in the top 5, John Mater, Oklahoma quarterback. Number 4, as we're about to wrap up Pigskin Frenzy here soon. Number 4, Sam Leavitt from Arizona State. I think Sam Leavitt is a shot at being probably the best quarterback in the Big 12. There's nothing but good things to say about him. QBR rating was 80.0, 9th in overall in college football. 2,885 yards, 24 touchdowns, 6 picks. You're going to sit there and think, dude, that's not eye-dropping numbers. He also had Cam Scattaboo in the backfield. Guess what? He's got Kanye Udoa in the backfield, transfer from Army in the backfield, but he's still going to ball out, and I think he's going to be a solid quarterback heading in to the 2025 season. The way he played, the way he carried himself as a leader, he's matured even more in those games that he's lost, and I think he's shown tremendous growth during the offseason. I think Sam Leavitt is going to have more of a breakout year than he did last year. He's going to carry the team on his shoulders. He's going to bring his mindset to a championship level, and I think he's got a shot at showing everybody that, hey, I'm not number 4, I'm number 1. So let's see what happens. Sam Leavitt, Arizona State quarterback, number 4 on my list, Big 12 champion. Let's see what happens in the Big 12 entering week 1 of the season. Entering the season, number 4, Arizona State quarterback, Sam Leavitt. Number 3 on our list is Garrett Nussmeier from LSU. We're getting down to the top 3. Top 3, Garrett Nussmeier is number 3. You're going to sit there and think, are you serious? Yeah, because he's a solid quarterback. He's probably one of the best in the country. But you're going to sit there and say, dude, why? He was one of the passing leaders in college football. Did y'all know that? Or the passing leader in college football. I don't know if y'all knew that, but he was. 4,052 yards. 4,052 yards, 29 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 80.0, 10th overall in college football with QBR rating. Top 10. These numbers are top 10. He's a solid quarterback. He's won some games for them, done some great things for them. Not lying. He did some great things for them last year. He just couldn't do good in the big games. I think that's his problem. I think that's the only problem I have with Garrett Nussmeier. Garrett Nussmeier has a loaded team now, a lot better team. He's had a full year starting. He can have some confidence in him now, play lights out, put up some big-time numbers, and then try to lead this LSU Tigers team to the SEC Championship and or the college football playoff. If he does that, he's going to New York. Why? Because he has the ability to do that. And he does have the ability to do that. Can he? He has to win the big-time games. He's got to beat Alabama. He's got to beat Texas A&M. He's got to win in primetime matchups. And he has not really won in big primetime matchups. That's what he's got to prove. The only reason he did win against Ole Miss is because late in the game and in overtime, he played really, really well. Majority of that game was LSU's defense coming to life. Had one game-winning touchdown that gave them their first lead of the game and won them the game. He has to play better in those big-time moments. Then he will turn from number 3 to number 1 because I think Garrett Nussmeier has all the talent in the world. He just has to prove it in the big-time, prime-time moments. Can he do that? Let's see. But LSU quarterback Garrett Nussmeier is number 3 entering the 2025 season of best quarterbacks on our list. Number 2 and 1. Let's go with number 2. Penn State quarterback Drew Allard is number 2 on our list. Drew Allard, number 2. You're going to think, wow, not number 1. I think he has a shot at being number one and being one of the best in the country. I think Drew Allard is a smart quarterback. He's developed quite tremendously. A lot of people disagree with me on that. And he did a lot of things last year with, yes, Tyler Warren, but not a lot of receiving help. Now he's got Kyron Hudson, and he's got more receivers to help him out this year. So what's he going to do this year than what he did last year without any receiving help? That's my thing. I think it's going to be, he's going to just pop off again and be a lot better than he was last year. Here's what he did last year. 3,327 yards, 24 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 77.5 QBR rating, which was 16th overall in college football. Drew Allard did some impressive things, like I said, without receiving help. Besides Tyler Warren, barely any receivers there, and he played lights out. What's he going to do with receivers? That's my question. In the big-time games, though, against Ohio State, in the playoffs, besides Boise State, against Notre Dame, against the big-time opponents, can Drew Allard handle the pressure and overcome everything, make good, accurate decisions? Because late in the Orange Bowl, he didn't make some good, accurate decisions. He's a senior this year. Can he play like the veteran, championship-level quarterback that everybody knows he can be? And can he lead this team to the dance? That's the big thing, and the big thing entering this year for Drew Allard and Penn State. So number 2 on our list is Drew Allard from Penn State, the number 1 quarterback entering the 2025 season. Frenzy's top 10 quarterbacks entering the 2025 season. Frenzy's number 1 quarterback entering the 2025 season is Clemson quarterback Cade Klubnik. The development of him truly does need to be studied, because at first it was kind of iffy. Now, and the way he played last year was pretty freaking good. And he did well. 3,639 yards, 36 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 78.7 QBR rating, 12th overall in college football. They have a loaded receiving room, a loaded offensive line, and he's going to be even more developed than he was last year. He passed really well last year. He ran the ball really well last year. Had some great games last year and even won some games for them last year. Did really well in the ACC championship. I think he's got a shot at being the best quarterback in college football and even entering the 2026 NFL draft because of the way he can play. He's developed quite tremendously. I think Clemson, to me, with him, is the best team in the ACC, hands down. Spoiler alert, they're probably going to be number 1 on my conference standing projections. I normally don't say that about a lot of teams and spoil ahead of time, but in June, they may be number 1 on my ACC rankings because of how well this team is prepared, how well they're built, how the depth is, how well they're loaded. I think that Cade Klubnik has a shot at breaking out and being the best quarterback in the country this season. I really do. He's developed quite tremendously. I think he's going to even more develop this year. I think LSU is going to have to game plan around him, and I think he's confident in himself, and I think that he has a huge leadership mentality that can get them through games and win them some games. So number 1 to me is Cade Klubnik entering the 2025 college football season. That's pretty much my list, man. That's pretty much it. Top 10 quarterbacks of the 2025 college football season. Frenzy's top 10 quarterbacks entering the 2025 college football season. Cade Klubnik, number 1 on our list, and it rounds out our list. The list from this episode will be posted on X and Instagram tomorrow on Friday on X and Instagram at Pigskin_Frenzy. All things exclusive content for Pigskin Frenzy coming up right then and there on those channels. Follow and subscribe and like both channels. Guys, that just about does it for Pigskin Frenzy today. Guys, a big thank you for taking some time out of your Thursday to just sit back, watch, and listen to some college football coverage presented by me. Now, if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, like each episode, leave comments down below. Spotify, Podbean, and Apple. All you got to do is just share around with others and follow on there as well. X and Instagram at Pigskin_Frenzy. Follow like the pages there. You're going to get episode updates, news and highlights from across college football. You're going to get trivia questions on Instagram stories. Go and answer today's college football question, as well as all things of today. for Pigskin Frenzy and exclusive content from Pigskin Frenzy. Guys, huge thank you for taking some time out of your Thursday today. Check out the website, www.pigskinfrenzy.weebly.com. We will be back Tuesday with a very special guest. We got somebody hopping on the show Tuesday, rather. He is from OC News 365, Orange Crush News. He's a little bit of an NFL guy, but he is just now starting to get into the game of college football. His name's Matt Williams. He's going to join our show on Pigskin Frenzy on Tuesday. We're going to talk with him about his passion for football. We're going to discuss how he gets, his Instagram page with OC News. We're going to discuss some things about how he is now starting to get into the game of college football and discuss that. Matt Williams from OC Orange Crush News 365 on Instagram. It's at OC_News 365 on Instagram. Go follow him on there. And he will be on the show Tuesday, and we're going to talk with him and sit down with him and discuss everything about how he's getting into college football and his love for the game of football overall. Guys, we'll have him on Tuesday. Very special episode Tuesday. Tune into that. Guys, until Tuesday, I'm Joel Norris signing off. Guys, if you want to come to know our Lord and Savior Jesus, because we could not do this show without him. We give him all the praise for this show. We thank him every day for giving us this platform to do this show. We praise him. We love Jesus. And if you want to come to know Jesus at X or on X and Instagram at Pigskin_Frenzy, contact me there. You can also contact me on the website, www.pigskinfrenzy.weebly.com. The contact info down below, name, email, and question on how to come to know our Lord and Savior Jesus. It's the best decision you'll ever make in your life. He is so good, and we're so thankful for him giving us the platform to do Pigskin Frenzy on, and we give him all the glory and praise for this show. Guys, until Tuesday, I'm Joel Norris signing off. We will see you then. Have a great rest of your weekend and Thursday. Guys, as always, stay the course.